Toyota vehicles are equipped with a variety of different suspension systems designed to meet the needs of the specific vehicles and the expectations of their owners. They all perform the same functions, but each emphasizes individual attributes to varying degrees. For example, truck suspensions generally provide greater load carrying capacity, while car suspensions typically deliver greater ride comfort. Suspension systems serve several purposes. They help support the vehicle's weight and load. They keep the tires in contact with the road to provide traction for acceleration, braking, and cornering. They isolate the driver and passengers from noise, vibration, and harshness. And in the case of the front suspension, they enable the wheels to pivot for steering action. Major components of all suspension systems include springs, shock absorbers or struts, control arms, and bushings. The springs are the components of the suspension system that support the weight and load of the vehicle and maintain its ride height, as well as compressing in response to road surface irregularities and bumps. Springs are generally made of steel in the form of torsion beam, twisted coils, or leaf springs. Shock absorbers restrain the springs from bouncing up and down, damping the motion of the wheels after encountering a bump or dip. By doing so, they help keep the tires in firm contact with the road and provide a smoother ride for the vehicle's occupants. There are two basic categories of suspension systems: rigid axle suspensions, independent suspensions. With rigid axle suspension systems, the wheels are attached to either end of a common axle housing. They are exceptionally strong, with high load carrying capacity, and are commonly used as rear axles for trucks because of their simplicity and durability. Because the wheels are linked together, when one moves up or down, it also affects the position of the wheel on the other side. Unlike rigid axle systems, independent suspension systems allow each wheel to move separately without affecting the other. Independent suspension systems are commonly used for front suspensions in both cars and trucks, as well as for the rear suspension in many cars and SUVs. Suspension types may be categorized further according to the geometry of their control arms and links, the movable components that connect the wheels and axles to pivot points on the vehicle structure. The shape, size, and positioning of those arms determines the path the wheels follow as they move up and down. Toyota vehicles typically use one of two independent front suspension configurations: double wishbone, McPherson strut. In a double wishbone suspension, the axle hub and spindle assemblies on which the wheels are mounted are connected via ball joints to upper and lower control arms shaped like wishbones, or like the letter A, which accounts for them sometimes being called A-arms. The McPherson strut is a particular form of strut suspension that is widely used on front-wheel drive models because of its light weight and its compact size, which permits more room in the engine compartment. A strut is an integrated coil spring and shock absorber assembly in which the shock absorber fits inside and holds the spring. The features and functions described in this video might not be applicable to your Toyota model. See your owner's manual for details. Thanks for watching this Know Your Toyota video.